Really right now, she just appears more like an angry puppy. I might have laughed had it not given me another nagging sense that something is definitely wrong with her. I don't like that. Has she been crying earlier? That is worrying. She rarely does that. The only time it happened, the one time I've ever seen her genuinely tear up over something, I think it was after a Devlin court, the night at the bridge. I want to ask. She seems determined to keep it to herself though. At the moment she senses the question coming, she deflects. Changes the subject, cuts me off faster than I can weave two words into a proper sentence.
Belle, did something?
About yesterday, Ash. The things we talked about. Do you think we can take a look at it today?
We? I never said you're coming with me. Don't worry, I didn't forget about it. You'll be the first to know if I find anything.
No, I want to go with you. I'll be ready in a few. This won't take long.
Oh, is this the moment they are gonna break into the house? That's an assumption I made like 2 days ago, because Ash and Isabella told Zach they had to do something at the mansion, but did not quite say what, and I just thought, I think they're gonna break into the house. Maybe that is the moment.
Isabella, you really don't have to. I can handle it on my own. You'll just...
I won't get in the way, I promise. Besides, maybe I can help. You know, if there are files you want to check.
Oh, that's different though now. I don't like what she's implying. It's true, LPD is having a hard time with this, but taking Isabella with me, it's out of the question. Under numerous circumstances.
You're the one who's going to get in trouble if you do that.
You said it yourself. You need information, and I can help you get that. And it's not like it matters anymore. I just don't want to stand around doing nothing today.
There it is again. The slight shift in her eyes, the mild crease forming between her eyebrows, and the mild slump in her shoulders, while she crosses her arms tightly around herself, like she's shielding herself from whatever painful thing there is out here. I have plenty of reasons why I should not let her tag along. First and foremost, she's a civilian. Second, I have no concrete plan of action yet. I'm going into this blind. No matter how I look at it, it's simply better for her just to wait without being dragged into what might be another one of my failures. Her assumptions might be a dead end for all we know. But seeing that expression on her, hearing her speak those words out loud in a desperate, almost pleading tone, I can't bring myself to say no. So I allow it. I give in because right there I see myself in her. A person who does not want to stay idle, who doesn't want to think of the problems haunting him.
Alright, 5 minutes.
What?
What? You're timing me?
Well, I can't wait forever. I'm a very busy guy.
Ah shit, gotta go fast.
4 minutes and 45 seconds, Isabella.
I hate you so much.
So much.
4 minutes and 30 seconds, 29, 28. I'd hurry if I were you.
Ugh, you're awful. I hope you never get a girlfriend.
Ow. She slammed the door right after her, although my chuckles, the laughter and the lightness of it linger. With her, those have always come easy somehow. Even as the echo of it dies down and only the ghost of a smile remains, as I stare at the closed door of her apartment.
It's not like I'm looking for anyone else.
I want to tell her. It's not because I can't. I won't. I'm the one who has chosen not to, until I fix myself, until I found myself underneath all that guilt and those lies I've been telling all these years. Because no matter how heavy the weight of these feelings are, I am not yet worthy of them. Wait. Does Ashton love Isabella? Which would be the reason why he's not that close to Rebecca? Oh shit! I did not see that. You're pretty sure, yeah? That makes sense now. Of her. Until then, little words and gestures are the only things I can offer. Minor stuff such as digging deeper into this thing with PRC in order to ease our worries. I'm not even sure if this will bear any fruit, unlike with the firm case, which I already have proper leads on. I'm just going by her word on this. Yeah, I did not see that coming at all. Speaking of Luxburn firm, poor Becca, yeah, that sucks for Becca though. I still have to inform the professor. The apprehension there's for sure. I've made a lot of promises to the man, and I would have preferred to tell him in person, and not over the phone. But it's better for him to hear it from me ASAP, rather than from an outside source. The ratings offers a steady brace while I wait for him to answer. I'd like to think I can do this without losing my nerve. My grip of the bar surely tightens though, once the call connects and his voice rings from the other end.
Ashton.
Ashton.
Not running today, Professor?
He is usually at the park on late Saturdays morning, as long as it's not raining cats and dogs. Keeps him young and healthy, he says, and he's certainly fit for a man of his age with a sedentary job. Now is a good time as I need to get a few miles in. We've been having a rather odd, pleasantly sunny days as opposed to the usual gloomy, rainy Luxburn ones after all. If you want a run on the pavement rather than on the treadmill or without going home sopping wet, might as well take advantage of the strange weather.
Ashton.
Oh no, not today. He's definitely at the usual place though. Cheers and laughter, likely from children and families, filter through the receiver. During days like this, I can easily picture the sound of it landing the park with a kind of warm atmosphere. I tend to avoid it precisely because of that. No use dwelling on the court's halves when it's already been done. Mom's doing well with her career, Dad's also fine the last time I visited, although neither were married, they're both content with the life as it is. I'm probably the only one still caught up with, hence my aversion. But all in all, it's still a pleasant sight to see if you're the kind who takes joy in such sights, just like Professor Clark is.
Just thought I'd enjoy the nice weather before it takes a turn for the norm again. And to what do I owe the pleasure?
The guy certainly seems happy right now in any case. I almost don't want to break the news, Jim. He's cheerful though. I don't want to ruin that. But it's better to get this off quick as long as he doesn't shoot the messenger. He's not the type, however. Long-held resentment can change a person. Even someone as mild-mannered as the professor.
I was hoping to talk to you about the case.
The case? I suppose I'm just a downer today. As soon as I say those words, he immediately pauses, the lightness in his voice gone in an instant. Every time we've talked about this in the past, he does that. He's probably trying to gauge the situation based on the tone of my voice. Perhaps it's a good thing I'm delivering this news through the phone. Who knows what he'll see in my face and my mannerism. The art of keen observation? I've learned it from the man. It goes to say he already has an idea what this might be about from my manner of speaking alone.
You aren't in trouble, are you?
Yeah, sorry, Professor. For a second, I hesitate, looking at the dirt beneath my shoes, but I manage eventually. After a long draw of breath, I pick up where I've left off, though I'm still fumbling with my phrases. Zing.
Well, I'm in a bit of trouble, if you can call it that.
A little bit, lot, yeah.
Ashton.
He only assumes that tone when there's a reprimand at its heels.
But I'm not in danger or anything.
You've said that same excuse a million times before, Detective Inspector. That exhausted rasp in your voice tells a different story.
It's nothing like what you're thinking. Don't worry. I was just... I was taken off the Luxborn firm case.
I expect anger, frustration, maybe even disappointment. But all he gives me is a small sigh of relief.
Is that so? Well, at least you aren't in danger. Liz wouldn't be too happy if she heard you right now.
Liz? Aunt Liz. She insisted I call her. His late wife. A sweet-tempered woman by so many standards, never blessed with kids and contented herself with simply managing the newly opened bakery. But she's the closest I had to a mom for the few years I had known her, professors too. In the absence of my own parents in my life, the two felt the egg that was left in me.
Believe me, you'd get an earful.
Ah, shit.
You don't want to show up on her doorstep looking like you haven't slept a wink either.
How many years has it been since? 9? 10? I can still remember it vividly. Two men, primly dressed, briefcases in hand, and a stern look on each of their faces. They had been a frequent visitor to the bakery in the months prior, something about the lot being a prime property in downtown Luxburn. I think they were hoping to settle a deal with them, but neither of the couple gave in to their demands. Why should they? That quaint little shop was a dream for them after all. Aunt Liz sent me home early that night after a fruitless wait for the professor. The next morning, news of a bakery razed to the ground had spread across the whole city. Ah, one casualty. Ah. A few weeks later, the property was sold to Rice Enterprise. It's already been 4 minutes and 30 seconds by now, but I believe it's a bit of... She is taking... He says 5 minutes, right? Whoops! A fucking Altair now stands in his place. Well, at least he's not counting anymore. He's speaking to the professor. Of course, an investigation was launched after the incident. The name Luke Wright was briefly at the center of it, but with the lack of any evidence, the case ultimately went cold. The professor eyes it well. However, I can tell he hates that man to this day. It won't be too much of a stretch to think that he blames Luke Wright for every tragedy that happens in the city. He has never blamed me though when I'm as equally responsible. I knew something's off the moment those men stepped inside the shop. I could have saved her that night. I could have prevented anything from happening to her, called for help or whatever. I did not. Though it continues to eat at me until today, the guilt. The Luxburn firm case would have been our chance at reopening that old case if we can prove Luke right of his crimes. Instead, we're back to square one. Yet, all he has for me are words of comfort. To think he still can be this concerned about me after my carelessness, after I've broken another promise a second time. People never cease to amaze me.
You might think that you have failed as an officer. Or maybe you think that you have failed me. And you know more than anyone. I would love to see that man taken down. If anyone deserves to be tried in high court, it's him. But I'm glad nothing's happened to you while you were working on this. That's what's most important. I'd hate to get news like that again.
He stops. I imagine a thoughtful look flashing in his eyes as he thumbs the wedding band on his fingers. Before he continues another habit. You know, his voice reminds me of the father voice actor in Full Metal Alchemist.